Joining us, fresh off playing Pulse of the Maggots Festival this past Friday and crushing their set. Today we have Cam and we have Paul from Lotus Eater. Gentlemen, welcome to Pulse of the Maggots. How you doing today?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. We're vibing. Hope everyone has had a good day, having a good day. It's about 10 o'clock in the UK here, so we're vibing. Feels good.
Yeah, vibing at night feels good, man. Feels good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I guess the first thing that I wanted to ask is you guys are fresh off Pulse of the Maggots Festival, and then a week before that doing the download pilot, which was a lot of people's first exposure to live music in a really really long time. And now that you have those two festivals under your belt, like how are y'all feeling? Does it feel good to be getting back to it, as the hell would say?
Yeah,
it feels unreal.
Yeah, it feels crazy. Like both festivals, to be a part of both of them was mental. Download. I'll start with Download because Download was for us. We hadn't played a show in 600 days.
Wow.
October 2019. Yeah. So it was a big wait for the moment, and we didn't think it would be like we'd be the first people in the history of the world to open up the second stage of the first ever download pilot. You know, all these kind of accolades that we got from playing that show. It was crazy, and we got to the tent was packed. It was really good, and we got to and it was a very astonishing moment for live music in the UK and for the world, really. And it was a great experience. And then Pulse the Maggots was also bonkers, Paul, and it was sick.
That was so much fun. Like watching all the bands and stuff. Like it was just so much fun to just see everyone getting together and being like creating these videos and just like having like just being wicked with it and just seeing what we can do in this difficult time. So that was so much fun.
Exactly,
so
and it was fun to create that because we were told about it. Yeah, because with us as Lotus Eater, we create our own worlds in our videos and stuff. So we went all out. So we changed our whole studio into our own little world, and it came out really sick. And I'm glad everyone watching appreciated it and loved it as much as we did.
Yeah, it was so much fun to create. So much fun.
Guys, I wanted to just chime in really quick. Ramon over at Knotfest. I wanted to get your take on something here because Cam, you touched on something. You said you guys really do create kind of your own worlds with a lot of your visuals, and I agree. You guys have always done a good job with all of your media. I wanted to ask you about the live streaming element now that kind of that resulted as a pivot from the pandemic. Do you feel like that's here to stay? Do you feel like it's created kind of a new element of creativity for artists? Because obviously your live show is always nuts. That's really what propelled everyone to fall in love with you guys. Music videos, photos, all that stuff, super important. Obviously an extension of what you do artistically, but now you add in like the live streaming portion. Is that something that you feel like moving forward you can hang on to and obviously still tour, still put together your music videos, but now you have this whole other world where you can really get creative?
Yeah,
I think like personally for like people that can't like necessarily get to like a live show or something like that, I think like doing the live stream for people is something that could stick around for people that like, or bands could think that they could do this for these people that can't actually get to live shows besides just touring. And I think that will be something that bands should definitely consider other than just straight up touring. I think it's cool that I'd really enjoy it if it stayed. I really would, because that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, because I think I remember watching Code Orange, and as they say that they were kind of the band to start the live stream setup, and to see how that's grown and to see how it's moved into like us doing Pulse and all the bands that have done it. It's a viable way for artists to be able to make money when they feel like they can't, like the whole coronavirus pandemic. But even if say you were recording a record over whatever, like a 3-month period, you could go, oh, part of that is we will do a live stream to end off your album cycle or whatever. You know, there's many ways this live stream setup can work, and the Pulse of Maggots Festival is one of the great things that have come from it, because it gives an option for people to see many different bands in a setup where they couldn't. So you can have a band play on the festival from Japan, and you can have a band that plays from the US, and you have a band that plays in the UK or Germany, like in the same environment.
Same
And
place.
that's something that physically can't happen in real life. So it's changed the game, definitely. And it's a great way for people to be able to see new bands and find new bands. And we'll be doing them for the foreseeable future.
100%.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it was just because it was really fun to do and really fun to be a part of. So thank you, Knotfest, for allowing us to be on.
Thank you so much.
Such a cool thing.
On that.
No, happy to have you guys on. Mazza, our chatter moderator, says Pulse was super international, baby. Kim, you touched on something actually, because there have been I haven't been a part of any personally, but I have heard about bands actually doing like geotagging on live streams and stuff like that, right? Where they're like, all right, we're going to be playing to only fans in Germany on this live stream, so buy tickets to that, and then they'll do another set for, you know, fans in Britain or things like that. So like, to your point, man, like I definitely think that that's something that can be worked in, you know, regardless of whether anybody's on a touring cycle or not. I don't know what the work, like it's easy for me to say from behind a camera, right, and do that. I don't know the work that goes into it, but I definitely think, like, you know, I mean, you mentioned Code Orange, and just like the whole pandemic has changed the game, right? As far as like the way that y'all, and I say y'all being like just artists and like music makers, have had to adapt. And I think that there's just ripe for the taking for all of that.
Oh, exactly. Like it's for how the level that Code Orange did it at, that is incredibly hard. Like from what I saw, the level they went to, it's just another level entirely. Like doing it all themselves, creating everything themselves. That's something that I feel like that's like, say, one that could happen once every quarter kind of level. But but if you were to, that is like, you could have in, say, I was going about like with albums and stuff, a part of a pre-order bundle could be, oh, you get a ticket to a specific show, a specific live stream, and it's just it's another revenue stream from musicians having to cope with the world not allowing them to make money, you know. And as artists and as creative we all are, we were like, okay, how can we make money when the governments around the world aren't allowing us to? And, you know, we all did it. The live stream thing happened. And to me, that just shows how the music industry, the arts industry is one of the best things in the world, because we're so creative, not just with music, but with money making and giving back to people who appreciate everything artists do for them, you know what I mean? And these live streams, it's like we haven't been able to have shows, and there's been, from what I saw, from even with when we played Download, they had their own live stream as well, and people were like setting up tents in their living rooms and stuff, and just allowing to have it allowed for people to have the experience that that was taken away from them, was something that none of us could control. So it's, to me, it's just been 100% positive with live streams, and see Knotfest come out and be this entity that is pushing so many things and allowing us to be a part of it, and allowing so many other bands to be a part of it is great, and it's something that was needed, definitely.
Yeah.
And so
it's the
a question I've got for you guys then. So with these live streams kind of popping up, and you've obviously just done Download and things, and now you've got to wait till like, November for the tour. So how are you capitalising on that momentum now? Are you looking to do more live stream events? So they're going to be one-off shows? Like, what does the immediate future hold for you guys to make sure now that, like, you know, everyone's paying attention? So what's next for you? Where are you going to hit the mark next?
Yeah, so we actually this week we announced another festival. Can't say which one, and that's quite soon. So that's basically as soon as, because the Obliterate has done it's done crazy. We couldn't even have thought how well it's done, and the Download pilot show this festival has opened up a lot of doors for us.
Yeah.
And we're going to capitalize on those. We have the tour in November. It helps that we get to release tickets this week. We're going to push on that. What else we got, Paul? What else we done?
We've got a few little surprises coming up, like to do with like the album release, like a few things. Well, we may or may not have like another video coming, so something like that we can keep people interested on the way up to like these tours and stuff. So like it will just got to really capitalize on it with like
and yeah, for sure. And there will be at some point a Where the Body Goes live stream. That's something that we wanted to do. Pulse the Maggots came first, so we were like, yes, let's do that. And then we're going to be definitely working on something to give to everyone before they can see us in the flesh. Because I definitely think 2022, the world is going to be like, if we
man.
Yeah, if the world doesn't get shows, if the world doesn't get all these positive things back, then it's just chaos is gonna happen. So it's like governments have to realize that this is a way of this is people's livelihoods that they're messing with. In my opinion, I'm very anti the elite, right? As I've said it a lot, and I don't how they've dealt in the UK, especially how they've mistreated the entertainment, well, not entertainment because they've allowed that to happen, but the arts industry and the live music industry, and the fact that us as artists have had to raise our own funds and to help our crew out, why has there not been anything put in place for people who rely on live music to make money instead of having them to go and work normal jobs when they were living their dreams? They worked 10, 20, 30. There's people who were like been crewing and working with bands for 40 years, and then they've gone, oh no, I've got to go and work a normal job. And to me, it's like it's been so humbling to see so many artists helping out crew members and doing live streams simply dedicated to raise funds for the people who actually have been hit worse than us. Because as artists, we can make money from merch. There's ways we can do it without needing to actually be at a live show. But it's been so cool to see so many artists, massive ones, medium, small, just helping out the people in need. And that was, to me, that's been another benefit of all the live stream setups that have happened.
I know. I know we're going to get into the single specifically, but to speak to that resilience in music a bit, I wanted to get both of your opinions on this. What was the feeling like walking out on stage for the first time in 600 days? I've always wondered what that moment was going to be like for artists when they first got to step back on. And in fact, like I always thought the same thing. Like when that first live show happens, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos. So I want to know what those moments were like when you got the green light, everything's set and ready to go, intro music is dropping, and you are walking out on stage for the first time in 600 days.
Wow. So it's definitely something that's like you miss it for so long. Like it's something that you're so used to doing on like almost a daily basis when it comes to like playing live shows, and then when that's taken away from you, it's like you genuinely don't know how to like deal with like life in a sense, like everyday life. And I think I can safely say, like, when I refer to me, Cam, and Aiden, but like it's just like this enlightenment feeling of like just like, yes, oh my god, like I mean, like 5 minutes before you go on stage, you have this like like I don't know, stone in your stomach or something like that, and it's like, oh my god, like this is about to happen, and then 5 minutes were like it felt so long because we were just like the adrenaline starts to pump, and then like you like, and obviously at the tent at like 11:30 in the morning, it was just rammed, and we were like, wow, okay, this is a big crowd for like something that we haven't done in 600 days or whatever.
Right.
But like as soon as you're there, man, you're in it. Nothing matters. Like you're straight back to the way that you were, 600 days ago. Well, not even that. you feel better. You feel like, I don't know, just you just feel like this immense feeling.
Sure.
It's crazy
Yeah,
to explain, but
exactly
yeah.
that. And for me, it's I get really anxious before I play, and that didn't help that I haven't played the show in 600 days. But being a drummer, as soon as the click track hits, it's like when the Hulk gets angry, he turns into the Hulk. With me, it's like that is it. You know, this is you're here for the reason. You're here for a reason. And then with what we chose the intro to be was like this rise, this like slow rise, and then we start the set like we did with Pulse the Maggots. Is boom, you hit the open note. The whole crowd, we start going mad,
That's
and
it. Yeah.
and the hearing the sub drop like in real life, proper subs everywhere, bro. I'll never forget that first hit we did.
Bang.
That was generally one of the.
Yeah.
It will never happen again unless
Yeah.
something else like this happens, which I never hope will happen again. But
Yeah.
but that was crazy, and then just hearing the roar from the crowd and realizing like this is why
You
like
do it.
all your emotions for a year and a half or whatever, how long it was, just went, and it was the happiest moment of my life so far, all of our lives so
Yeah,
far, everyone in that
honestly,
room's
like,
life so far, and then you
can't do it.
realize, yeah, and then you realize, okay, this is what makes all of us happy. This is what needs to come back. This is what
Yeah.
needs to happen, and the government in the UK, especially for us, need to realize that they need to put their priorities straight and start.
Yeah.
And for me, for example, the Euros are on. I like football. I'm a big football fan. Liverpool, I had a Liverpool shirt on. Allowing the Euros, allowing Wembley Stadium to be like 75 or whatever it was percent
Yeah,
full,
it's ridiculous
and then not allowing shows and festivals to happen. To me, it's like a kick in the teeth. And
Yeah.
I'm very. But the good thing coming from that is that the pilot events and all that kind of thing that's coming through in the UK. I hope the data that comes from that is positive. It will be, but I hope they see it properly and don't go, oh, you know, this and that, because we need our shows back. All of us need our shows back. Everyone who's at the shows, everyone who's playing it, we need them because it's a part of our lives. So generally, really need it back.
There he is.
If I put my little reviewer's cap on a second, I think one of my favourite things about your set at that pilot was the fact that you'd been on maybe 30 seconds and the first pit broke out, and you got a fucking T-Rex in there by the end of the set. Like, you just can't argue with results like that.
No, at 11:30 a.m., everyone was still hungover, and you know what? We cured everyone's. Instead of a hangover, they left that tent like, whoa, yes,
hangover, yeah.
Literally, that was mad. I did not expect like 30 seconds into the set, and everyone was like, "Wee, yeah, let's go!" Right? It's so good. So
and what's great is, like, as you guys were describing your experience at the download pilot, you saw all three of us just smiling, right? I mean, Rich was there, right? He experienced this, like, the other end of what you were talking about in the crowd, right? Ramon and I are still in the States. We're still waiting for like big things to open up and everything like that. But like, you could just feel it from you guys, like how you always hear about like old friends getting back together, even if you've been apart for 10 years, and then like you start talking, it's like nothing has passed. It kind of sounds like the like show live version of that. So when you were saying that you felt that sub drop for the first time, it's like, here we go, baby, we're back into it, and into all of that. And like, I could just, I mean, like, Paul, you're still beaming right now, like, and I'm sure that glow is going to be going for a little while. So real quick, I did want to pivot into Obliterate for a little while, because I think anybody that's either been following you or reading about you for a little while has known, the band's history with Oli, right, and how you guys have been friends for a while. And so I don't think it's a surprise to a lot of people who have been following the band that he hopped on a track, but still, great for you all, great for Bring Me the Horizon fans to see. How did that kind of go from casual friendship, good friendship, to Oli jumping on a track with you guys?
Yeah, so how that worked out was, so our old vocalist did he did a guest feature with Oli at All Point Seas 2019, and then we after that I was like, I'm just gonna ask him if because we were writing the record at the time, and I was like, if he says no, fair enough, but If he says yes, that's amazing. And I messaged him before I slept. I was like, yeah, do you want to do the guest feature? And I woke up, and that's the quickest I've gotten out of bed in my whole entire life, because he said yes. And that was when it was like, "Bro, this is crazy." And we're in the studio, and the cool thing about it was, I hope people have noticed that it's not your typical feature. Us and Ollie made sure it wasn't that, because the cool thing with Ollie was that he didn't want to take over the song. He wanted it to feel like he was a part of what we were doing. That's why we chose it to be like Paul and Ollie together on the chorus. Yeah. And that came from Ollie's idea, and the fact that he was like saying, "Oh, can Paul's voice be higher? Can mine be lower? Can mine be this?"
Yeah, I remember
he was
that.
he was a part of the mix, whatever the mixed notes, and he cared that much, and he's commenting on our posts. He shared things he didn't have to share. Like this is coming from the vocalist of Bring the Horizon, right? Coming to helping a band out that is nowhere near close to them, and that is something that I've said it a lot on this stream, but you'll never forget it. Like, there's no ego there. It's very easy to be like, oh nah, not gonna help anyone, just gonna ride the wave, enjoy the money, enjoy the fame, whatever. And music is really in him, and it's in that band, and we were helped. We did a feature on the EP that they did, and then, for example, they would bring like bands like Nova Twins on, that's like, and then they put them on their arena tour, which is massive. Like Ollie, like, is just the greatest guy, and I'm sure Paul agrees.
Yeah, literally, like he cares for the little guys, man, and that's what we need. Like, in this industry, we need people to be like, yo, yeah, okay, I can throw you guys a rope or whatever, and just like help you out. And it's, as you can see, like, it's done some crazy bits for us, which is unreal. Like, we didn't expect this amount of traction from a single track. Like, definitely the biggest track that we've ever released. Like, it feels wonderful. We can't thank Ollie enough for that, and him caring about the track this much. Like,
because the amount of new fans we've received just from this one song has, our Spotify is going crazy, our YouTube's going crazy, our Instagram, all socials are going crazy, and it's not like people are listening to the song and then going, "Oh, Ollie was on it, sick, I'll go listen to Bring Me." It's like they're going, "Oh, this band actually good, and we'll listen to Lotus Eater." You know what I mean?
So you're seeing that already just from the drop on Friday?
Oh yeah. Like, for example, if anyone here in the chat is cares about stats, right? We used to get around 500, 600 likes on Instagram, for example, and now we're getting about 1,400 to 1,700 a post. Like, and that is organic, right? And that is, I'm as you can tell, I just look at stats every single day. So this is, it's an obsession which I wish I didn't have. But these things that we never expected, we were just going to be like, okay, here's the record. We chose to only announce it and release it in a month because people waited. We'd been a band for 5 years, so it's been so long for a debut. So we're like, here you go. You've got a month to wait, not long, and you'll get the record that we've spent so long on in a very short space of time. And Obliterate has been it's obliterated everything we thought would happen.
Thought it would do.
I love the fact that Cameron had analytics ready to go.
Yeah, oh man, that's Pat, like, to a T. He's the main man, the main mind.
Yeah, it's a curse in itself, but I can't deny that.
It wouldn't be the same, would it? Wouldn't be the
same. No, it would not.
Yeah, and Cameron, just kind of getting back to what you were saying about Ollie not having to do that with you guys, just like where you're at compared to where his band is at. Rich, I mean, you were talking about that before they jumped on, right? About how he's lending his ear and his voice and everything to help bands that are not on the level of Bring Me the Horizon, just because there are not a lot of bands on that level.
Well, it's because Bring Me the Horizon, I think, went through all of this 15 years ago. I mean, for someone that wasn't a fan of the music, that guy put a lot of slings and arrows that, he took the very worst that what, metal elitism can throw at a band and at an artist and came out the other side, and he's still willing to sort of do that. I'm going to look at bands that are in our scene and champion them, and I think that's a really important thing, and I think it's a really great thing to see for you guys as well, because it's a band that deserves it, that are getting that boost, where he could just as easily be segging into rap or anything else that he wanted to sort of slide into, but here he is.
Yeah, he kind of he put that passion into us, which is like we were whatever age we were listening to Sempiternal. Like Paul listened to them way back, but it's
way back. This is what the edge of your seat is made for, kind of vibes, man. Like honestly, that far back, and to just be to just be working with him is something I never thought would happen.
Exactly.
I never thought it would happen.
And it's made it's made Where the Body Goes be able to be shown to a lot more people. And the cool thing about it all to me, another cool thing is that I like reaction videos. I love watching those type of videos. So we've had a lot of them, and more than we've ever had, which is because Oli's name is on it. But it's really cool to see the reaction that that has been had by the reaction videos, which is cool. I just love seeing people go mad for the
new
music
tune.
That we create.
Good.
I'm in the morning when I wake up, before I have my morning coffee, I'm watching one because I'm like, oh, do I need a coffee after that? You get what I mean?
Yeah, it's boosted you enough.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Well, you guys mentioned it, so I will plug it as well. Where the Body Goes comes out on July 23rd via Hopeless Records. I'm sure that you guys are so stoked to finally have that out into the world pretty soon. Rich, Ramon, anything else for our fine gentlemen right here?
No, I thank you guys so much for being a part of Pulse of the Maggots. Obviously well earned, and I don't know that you guys are looking for it from a lowly editor over here, but I would say this. For as awesome as the feature is from Oli, you've obviously earned it. So giving you a cosign says something very cool about Oli, but it says a lot more about you guys. So congrats. I'm looking forward to the record later on next month.
Well, thank you very much for having us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be on Pulse of the Maggots. It was an honour to be able to be part of that. And yeah, if you want us back, we're here.
Yeah, just hit us up, baby. Hit us up.
All right, sounds good, guys. It was a pleasure having you all. Good luck in the rollout to the album, and I'm sure that we will be speaking and seeing you again very soon.
Thank you very much, everyone.
See you again soon, man.
See you later.